eBay has a global seller buyer base, and GameStop wants to rebuild their tech stack to offer trade of digital assets and potentially via auctions, which is kind of eBay's MO, right?
We have Chinese EVs are now going to be able to project entire movies from their headlights. So at the Huawei Technology Conference, Huawei unveiled their newest headlight tech called X-Pixel, which allows your EV to project a full range of colors like a giant movie projector mounted to the front of your car, and you'd be able to park in front of the nearest wall and watch your favorite movie. It's like having your own personal drive-in. You are able to project games in front of your car, such as hopscotch for your kids to play, which is exactly what we needed, kids playing in front of our cars. So we're finally getting toward that. We've got kids playing in front of the cars now. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Bed Tech Show. This is Ben and Ethan. We've got an exciting episode tonight. Ben, what do we have going on?
We've got some fun stuff, okay? I'm actually pretty excited. At the beginning, when we first were chatting, we're like, I don't have a lot. And then we started popping up stuff that we actually did hear about. And we're like, oh yeah, we can talk about that. That's pretty crazy. First on the list is cars. They're getting wild these days, right? Like you can play video games in your Tesla. What about playing games on the floor outside of your Tesla or electric vehicle because your headlights are projecting games on the floor? That's what we're going to talk about. EVs that are projecting games and movies from their headlights. Wild. Next, we're going to talk about a crazy acquisition that might happen. GameStop planning on buying another larger company, 4 times its size. We'll dive into that. And then we're going to talk about potential subscription for restaurants, fast food chains. I know it's not tech related, but what the heck, man? Subscriptions started with tech and now they're flowing into restaurants. What is that? And then I forgot at the very beginning, before all this, we're going to kick it off with a follow-up to our previous conversations around Sony. Excuse me. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. Sony and their age limit restrictions for purchases, digital purchases. So we're going to talk about Sony. We're going to talk about the how they're going to do age verification, and then we'll dive into those 3 other topics I talked about. It's fun. It's going to be great. Really interesting stuff. Some stuff that's like unknown. How are they going to do this? This doesn't make sense. Why is this happening? Tech is crazy these days. But let's dive in. Let's talk about Sony.
Yeah.
Ethan, tell us a little bit more.
Okay, so there have been some rumors floating around that Sony is going to require when somebody purchases a digital game, they're going to require online tracking for you to ensure that your console is connected to the internet to validate your DRM license to play the game. If you did not have a connection within 30 days for that verification, you would no longer have access to your game and be unable to play it. There was a lot of backlash with this. As this was a rumor, people were pretty much attacking Sony because who wants to connect their console to the internet all the time? I mean, granted, most players probably do, but for those that didn't want to, you shouldn't have to. So Sony has finally clarified what their actual DRM issue is and how digital games are going to be required. They're going to require a one-time online check to authenticate the license. And then theoretically, players shouldn't experience any issues beyond that. This online check will be required to validate the game's license to ensure that the player has actually purchased it. I guess there have been some issues where somebody would purchase the game, then disconnect it from the internet and request a refund, and because it was not connected to the internet, they would be still able to play the game. So I guess this is just a way of not being able to exploit that. But one of the things is there was not a lot of transparency from Sony at the beginning, so it caused a lot of rumors and a lot of things that they needed to kind of backtrack on and created a lot of backlash with this. So, Ben, as a consumer, what are your thoughts around this?
Yeah, point of clarification. I apologize. I thought this was around age verification to ensure the purchaser was at the proper age to buy the game. So rated M game versus rated E game, whatever it might be. But this is more about verification that you have the license of the game, correct?
Yes,
Got
correct.
it. That's my fault. My apologies there. No, my thoughts around this, personally, I don't see any issue with verification every 30 days. Don't hate me. Don't hate
Ooh.
me. I don't see any issue with the 30-day check-in. I'm online all the time. Like, you're telling me that you're not online when you're playing PlayStation at least once a month?
Remember, these are PlayStation players. They don't have friends.
You know, if we can't get engagement on our videos from just the content, we'll try at least get engagement through rage bait. And
Yes,
so there you go,
or
PlayStation
gaslighting.
players. We know you don't have friends and we know you don't play online. And so that's why Sony has to do this. No, but in all reality, I personally don't see an issue with the 30-day check-in. I don't really see if there's like a downside. I've never since I want to say since like Nintendo 64 era, I have not gone offline gaming for more than 30 days on
Hmm.
a console. My Xbox, that was like Halo and Halo 2 days, and I would play at least once a month online, you know? So for me, I don't really see an issue with this. And maybe it's just because I haven't looked into it. I'm probably naive here in understanding what is the harm in a check-in every 30 days. And I feel like if it's to protect Sony, I mean, I'm kind of a rule follower. So I'm like I'm a Boy Scout. Legitimately, I am an Eagle Scout. And so, but like my behavior is definitely Boy Scout aligned, you know?
Yeah.
Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient. I could go off. Anyway, so I'm fine with it. I'm like, yeah, check me every 30 days. I don't care. Like I'm following the rules, bro. You know? I don't know what am I missing here? What was everyone so upset about with the 30-day check-in? The harm.
Mostly it was just the fact that you had to verify it within a certain time, and that Sony was going to be taking away your access to the game.
I guess that's a good point. Taking it away is a little extreme. I understand not being able to play it until it's verified. Why take it away though?
Well, that by taking it away, that's what I mean. Like you would be
But
unable
then they
to,
would give it back if you verify.
yeah. But essentially, it's
Okay.
like, okay, you don't have access to this game until it is verified. And so the fact that you're paying for the game, you paid for the license to it, you should be able to access that in there. But with that, since nothing is really owned when it comes to a license, I mean, it's within Sony's right to do so as they are granting the license.
Yeah, that's a good clarification. I'm trying to think of maybe an easy equivalent or a comparison that would make more sense or that would help kind of paint a picture of how I should be comfortable with this. And I was thinking of like driver's license, I pay for a driver's license, I pass a test. Unless I do something bad, like speed, I'm not checked.
Right. You're only checked when you have to renew it, and that's just to renew it every 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
so
being
I'm
able to
wondering,
renew a license is not like equivalent of you being a good or bad driver. It's
mhm,
just the fact that you have one.
yeah. So I'm trying to think of like what are the other scenarios that are similar to this where you have to check in every 30 days to make sure it's renewed. I guess logins. Logins, I feel like you have to verify if it's a company that has pretty strict security, you know? Like on my
Hmm.
computer, bank logins, it's like, hey, you need to verify every 30 days
Yeah.
or every so often. And that's a pain, but I mean, I'm okay with it. Mainly because it's for my benefit of security. I don't know, hard to compare,
Yes.
but personally I don't have an issue with the 30-day check-in because I'm online all the time. But
Yeah. So,
how can they restrict the license? My question is, how can they restrict the license if you're never online? Download the
well,
game and isn't it like on-prem, or is the assumption that you're downloading games where you have to be connected to the internet to play online, like
yeah.
campaigns
So
online?
I guess even with like single player games where it's a campaign, there's no online aspect. This restriction would still apply, that they would require you to connect online to be able to verify that you still have the valid license for it.
So
So
interesting.
yeah, it's interesting with this. And I mean, now that they've kind of walked it back, it's no longer a 30-day license verification that it was initially rumored to be. It's a one-time online checks. You know, you purchase the game, you have to connect your console online to begin playing the game. Once that's been authenticated, then you have access for the duration of whatever the license is for that. So, because theoretically, I guess once you've played it, it's no longer eligible for a refund.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think it's good that they walked it back?
I think I would have been okay with it either way, like you said. The fact that they weren't really transparent about it and they just kind of let it rumor mill a little bit and it kind of escalated from there, that they had to walk back something they hadn't even announced yet. I think that was bad. I think Sony just needed to be really transparent from the beginning. And if they would have said, "Hey, we're doing this to help prevent refund scams," I think that would have been like a perfect validation for this reason. It's like, this is our solution to prevent refund scams. Perfect. I think everyone would have been fine and hunky-dory with that.
Yeah. Their approach was just wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get that. Interesting stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of some interesting stuff, we have Chinese EVs are now going to be able to project entire movies from their headlights. So at the Huawei Technology Conference, Huawei unveiled their newest headlight tech called X-Pixel, which allows your EV to project a full range of colors like a giant movie projector mounted to the front of your car, and you'd be able to park in front of the nearest wall and watch your favorite movie, or it's like having your own personal drive-in. Additionally, you are able to project games in front of your car, such as hopscotch for your kids to play, which is exactly what we needed, kids playing in front of our cars. So we're finally getting toward that. We've got kids playing in front of the cars now. With that being said, this is going to be some brand new technology. It's going to be debuted in the Ato M9, according to Huawei, and it's slated to come to a plethora of other cars that are going to be upcoming throughout the upcoming years. So interesting that they're going to have this tech. I'm wondering how well that's going to be received in like the United States or other countries where we have some other restrictions on headlights and how that goes. But it's interesting to see how this new tech is going to be put in their headlights and what it also means for their adaptive headlights, how it makes their headlights smarter. What are your thoughts?
I think it's cool tech. I don't think it's necessary. It's probably just, if it's not, I mean, it sounds like it's coming standard or in at least a line of the standard built vehicle, right? Of the Ato M9.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is not really going to have an impact on the US front because US already heavily restricts Huawei.
Mm-hmm.
And like their cell phone equipment was banned. I don't think US EV manufacturers are going to pick up these headlights and say we need to put these in. I don't think that's going to happen. If anything, they're going to create their own. I don't think Elon is thinking this is a cool enough feature to where I need to duplicate it. I think this is a very much a nice to have.
Yeah.
To me it's
a luxury.
Yeah. To me it's like this is similar to the UV phone cleansing box in a car. Have you seen those before?
Yes, I have.
Cars now have like UV phone cleansing boxes, and I'm like, this is such a dumb feature, but the salespeople like they highlight it and they glaze it so much. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's amazing. You get in your car, you clean your phone right away. It's amazing. I'm like, this is not what I'm paying for. This is not the reason why I'm buying a car. I don't care
How
about
about we get the car to clean itself?
that would be phenomenal. See, I
Yeah.
would pay a 10K increase, on the car's MSRP for that, but it's not the case. So I think this is just gonna be another, I don't want to say gimmicky because Huawei in the past, I mean, they're a reputable brand, right? They make
Hmm.
quality equipment from my understanding. But I just don't think it'll have any kind of impact in the US. That's my personal
Yeah.
take. What are your thoughts?
No, I'm kind of with you there. I mean, definitely, I don't think these are coming to Teslas anytime soon, especially since, probably here within the next 10 years, Tesla's not going to be making cars anymore. So they're already moving
They're moving on.
toward that feature. So in all actuality, we're never going to get the Roadster, which we were supposed to get 10 years ago.
My kids are still waiting for the Robovan. They want the
The
Robovan,
Robovan.
dude. Yeah, the Robovan.
So, I don't think Tesla's going to get this. I don't think there's going to be much adoption. I do think this is some interesting tech, though. I like the innovation here. I don't think this is necessary by any means. We don't need these, but it's nice to know that, hey, a company is thinking outside of the box of like, what can we do? And maybe this tech stems to something that actually is helpful for cars. Maybe the tech in there will help headlights to be as safe as possible, provide the most clarity while driving without affecting other drivers.
Yeah, like a stepping stone.
Yeah.
You know what I've always thought would be really good tech, but there's a lot of problems that could come with it. I always thought it would be amazing if you could have like on your dash in your car, you could control a display that projects outside your vehicle. So you could say like emergency situation in a rush, and it
Hmm.
displays outside your car so like people can recognize like, oh, you're cutting me off because you have an emergency situation. Or if you don't like someone, you can project the bird and flip it
Yes.
and give them the middle finger emoji if you want. Or like, hey, your gas tank like thing is open,
Uh-huh.
whatever. I don't know. Anyway, my point is maybe this is like a stepping stone to some type of other projection that can be made outside the vehicle that leads to better traffic, better communication, better alignment amongst drivers. I don't know. You're right. I think it's cool tech, not hugely impactful, but very innovative. They're thinking outside the box. That's kind of what we're asking for, with tech movement. It's like test, keep going, see if it works, see if it doesn't work, whatever.
Could you imagine if our group of friends, we were all on a road trip and our cars had this text where you could communicate? It would be so unhinged so quickly.
I hope no one sees me driving this car or in this car right now. It's just how it goes with close friends.
Yes, exactly. Well, speaking of maybe close friends,
Yeah.
GameStop is looking to acquire eBay. First off, I didn't know that GameStop was big enough to do such a thing, nor did I know that eBay was small enough to be acquired for this price. eBay is currently valued at about 46 billion, and GameStop is valued at about 11 billion. And the aggressive bid aims to leverage GameStop's 9 billion in cash reserves. This is going to be interesting. I believe the CEO of GameStop wants GameStop to be a bigger threat in the industry and be bigger than they are, and this is the way to do it. What else do you know about this, Ben?
Yeah, I think you highlighted kind of the main reasons, but I think what a lot of people just aren't talking about is the reason why. And GameStop's CEO really wants to expand GameStop beyond just like video game buyers. eBay has a global seller buyer base, and GameStop wants to rebuild their tech stack to offer trade of digital assets. And potentially via auctions, which is kind of eBay's MO, right? That's how they
Hmm.
started. Still what they do. A lot of people use the buy it now feature, but it's honestly it's really interesting to see how GameStop was almost like a meme stock that like everyone was like, pump it, dude, pump GameStop, everyone buy GameStop, and then like it just blew up, and then
Hmm.
it would sell or whatever. It's just really interesting to see how GameStop has been dying, but then they're looking at eBay to where they could potentially re-innovate themselves or revive themselves to be not just digital or not just physical brick and mortar locations where they sell physical assets, but now they're moving to digital assets and online auctioning, expanding their buyer base and just allowing themselves to move beyond their physical locations. And I mean, it's about time that they started thinking about this.
Hmm.
I think everyone in like business can understand brick and mortar is just harder these days with everything being online and digital. People are not going out as much, not like everyone's working from home and buying from home and
Hmm.
getting things delivered. And so it kind of makes sense that they're moving towards this a little bit. I'm just really curious how they're going to structure the deal given like the money that they have and the valuation of eBay and also if eBay's like willing to even take the offer, right?
Yeah. I don't know. If I was eBay, I'd say I'm not getting acquired by you. I'm going to acquire you instead. Because yeah, I don't know. I mean, eBay's huge,
Yeah.
and them getting being run by a smaller company just seems very weird with an H.
Yeah. The other thing too that I thought was really interesting is someone made a point of people when they sell on eBay, they don't like the to handle and hassle of like shipping out their goods. And this could essentially be somewhat of like a copycat of your Amazon returns, where you just drop them off at a physical location like GameStop, and then
Oh yeah.
GameStop just handles the shipping to the buyer because they're associated with eBay. Similarly, you can just return your stuff to Kohl's, your
Hmm.
Amazon purchases to Kohl's or UPS or whatever it is, and you just give it to them, scan your code, and then you're fine. You don't have to worry about the shipping, right? I think,
That's a really good idea.
yeah, I think again, I don't think a lot of people are talking about the why and like the potential benefits to this. And even for me, as I read through what this could potentially result in, I'm learning stuff. I'm kind of surprised, but I'm like, oh, actually, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, that's
Hmm.
actually kind of a good idea. Like similar to what you just said. That's a really good idea, actually. You know, so not what I was expecting. Not on my bingo card for 2026. Not by any means the pair that I thought were related at all. But I mean, it could go through and it could actually have some really good impact to reselling, auctions, buying, things online that are secondhand or just a resale market.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, if that were the case, I would be more willing to sell stuff on eBay. Cause I agree, like the shipping aspect, like especially if it's a very large item. Like I have a monitor that has a broken panel in it, and it's gonna cost more to replace the panel than it's worth. And plus I don't have access to the parts, so it's really hard. So right now it's just sitting in my garage. And like I've tried to sell it on eBay, but people are only willing to pay so much for it. And the price that they're paying, I'm like, well, that won't even cover the shipping that I have to pay for this massive box that I have to fold down seats in a full size SUV just to fit in. So,
Yeah. And honestly, eBay takes a cut, shipping and handling, and then the time.
mhm.
And then also if like you don't get it turned around in time, once I've sold stuff on eBay. I still have listings right now. And when you sell something, you only have a certain amount of time to get it turned around. And if you're like on vacation, it's kind of like can't
Yeah.
get to it right now.
Hmm.
Anyway, it's really interesting. Yeah, I'm curious to see where this goes. So GameStop might pull something here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Speaking of things that are interesting to see in unlikely pairs,
Yeah.
fast food monthly subscriptions are coming, and it doesn't seem like there's going to be any rhyme or reason or stop to them. McDonald's is looking at a $54 a month subscription for unlimited meal plans. Nair is also looking at a $15 a month unlimited sip, and Taco Bell is also has a $10 monthly subscription as well. You know, we've kind of seen subscriptions left and right when it comes to the tech industry, and now it seems like it's bleeding over into your local fast food chain. And to me, this seems as cringy as it sounds. And I'm like, I don't like this at all. I don't like subscriptions to begin with. And the fact that now there's going to be subscriptions at restaurants, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I'm with you. Did you see I feel like everyone saw this that's in our generation, the documentary called Super Size Me,
Mm-hmm.
where the guy ate McDonald's. I can't remember how long he ate it. Was it a full year? I can't remember how
Let
long,
me,
but he ate McDonald's for every meal every day. And I think it was for a full year, or maybe it was a month.
I think it was a month. Yeah, it was for 30 days straight for every meal.
And dude, he if you recall, the guy would go to the doctor and get checkups, and he got so incredibly unhealthy. His doctor was like, "You cannot do this anymore. You need to stop."
Huh.
And then after the documentary came out, McDonald's eliminated the option to supersize, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I feel like this will be a similar situation. People will sign up for McDonald's, they'll eat it every day because they've paid the subscription. And as a result, it's just going to people will become incredibly unhealthy, even
Huh.
though the US has an obesity and fat problem, right? And
Right.
so I don't like this. I don't like it at all.
Yeah. This is this is just terrible. I don't think anything good for the consumer can come out of this.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is like reliable food every day, right?
Right.
But long term, that's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's so bad.
And okay, let's say you have a family. How is this subscription going to work? Do you have to get a subscription per individual of your family? Family of four, you're looking at over $200 to go to McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can go every day.
Huh?
And also, what can you get with your subscription? Because Panera, I think they already have their subscription of like sipping, and it's like unlimited drinks. But I think you're cut off at like one drink a day. Don't quote me on that. And same with Taco Bell's like Taco Lover subscription. It's one taco per day. And in my mind, I'm like, one taco? That's so weak.
Right.
Like one taco is so small.
Yeah, that's aside from what you normally get at Taco Bell.
Yeah, exactly. 100% spot on. It's a side for what I normally get. And so I'm paying a subscription for one taco a day. I'm paying a subscription for like a small snack. I'm curious what like McDonald's stipulations will be around what they limit for the food. And so I'm
Yeah.
sure it'll be probably a preset menu. Like you can only choose items from this menu. You can't have any of our
Mhm.
premium or special offers.
Only the dollar menu.
Only
That's
the
no longer a
only the
dollar
dollar
menu.
menu. Yeah. I'm gonna get freaking ice cream cones for days as long as those machines working, you know?
And they never are.
They never are, yeah. um, so yeah, I'm curious to see what this is like. I will not be doing it. I will not be participating. I will
Yeah.
go to
I
fast food when I want fast food. What are your thoughts?
yeah, I'm not going to participate either. I mean, if this was like something that was a viable healthy option, it it could potentially be worth it. I mean, depending on what the stipulations are for it. I mean, if it was truly like unlimited unlimited food, any menu item, it could be perceived as a good value if it was healthy for you.
Dude, hear me out.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna give you my question, and then I'm gonna give you my answer, and I want you to take a moment to think about this. If you could have any monthly subscription for unlimited of that item, what would it be? And here's my answer: Jamba Juice.
Ooh.
I would love to get a smoothie every day. Dude, you're telling me I could get a smoothie, any smoothie off the Jamba Juice menu every day? Acai bowls, healthy Jamba, freaking unhealthy Jamba. Dude, come on. I'd be hitting up Jamba every day for a morning smoothie, dude. So good.
Yeah. Ooh. That's a good one. Okay.
I have another one.
I'm a sucker for breakfast burritos. Like big old San Diego breakfast burritos.
Those are, dude, big, like full of goods, like breakfast burritos,
Yes.
dude. Oh, dude, that hits the spot.
If there was a subscription for that, I would probably pay for that.
Dude, that would be tempting. For sure be tempting. Another one I thought it was like pizza.
Ooh, yes.
You know, every day you can get a slice, like a New York slice, like a good sized New York slice.
A good size, yeah.
I'd probably do that, depending on the price.
I would do that too.
You know, I'd be like, freak yeah, $30 a month for unlimited pizza. You know, one pizza slice a day. I mean, not unlimited, but you know, that'd be awesome. So,
if there were good movies in theaters, I would say a monthly subscription for movies would be, because it was worth it before the pandemic. Yeah, I had it with AMC. I think they had, because MoviePass came out, and then AMC was like, we've got to do this too. And I think their iteration of it was a good implementation of the monthly MoviePass. I mean, it was pretty expensive, but if you actually utilized it, it paid for itself and more.
Yeah, totally get that. I feel like when the MoviePass came out, the very beginning, dude, bro, it was stupid what you could do with the MoviePass. You could go in and buy snacks with your MoviePass. It was just like a digital debit card, pretty much. And you just go in and you could buy a movie, you could buy snacks, whatever. And dude, it was so cheap. And you just go.
And then they moved it to $10 a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was an insane deal.
Crazy. Honestly, it's honestly so wild. I saw an email that it like was revived. I don't know much about it right now, like what it is, but I think it changed ownership and someone brought it back.
Yeah, I think MoviePass still exists.
Yeah, I got an email saying that they were redoing and reviving memberships because it came under new ownership. Bro. What? That's crazy.
Where your basic plan is 2 movies a month at $13 a month.
Yeah, see that's what they did. They changed after they realized that they were losing a ton of money by getting people in. Their strategy was loss leader by having ridiculously low price and then getting a ton of people on, and then they were planning on bumping up the amount, but they were losing money so fast that they realized, oh crap, we need to change our pricing. So at that time, they set multiple tiers, and then they increased pricing significantly, and then everyone canceled, and that's kind of when they like started to fail, you know?
Yeah.
But now, I mean, they have 130 a year, up to 3 movies per month. That's not bad.
Yeah.
$10.83 a month for 3 movies. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think one of the biggest problem is like AMC, because they're the ones that do the movies. So them doing the subscription makes a little bit more sense, because like for their movies, they're not making a whole lot of money off of that anyway. They make more money on the concession. So if you can get people to actually come in to your theaters, they're more likely to purchase stuff to make them a profit. So for like specific movie theater chains, I think that a subscription makes more sense. Where this is independent and they're actually having to pay full price for the movie ticket to get it, I don't know that it's very viable. It's more challenging to turn a profit with that.
I agree, because you have those third-party costs of paying the movie theaters you're partnering with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably not going to want to cut a big deal, you know. Whereas AMC, they're like, we just want to fill seats, you know. We want to fill seats. Our movies are showing. We are covering the cost of showing the movie. We just want to fill those seats because that means more concessions, more arcade time, whatever, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
So totally agree with that. You know, if you're the direct provider of the product or service, it's a lot easier.
Yeah. Hear me out. And another answer to your question.
Yes.
A car club. If money were no issues, where you go in, you pay a monthly fee, you can take any car from the car club for as long as you need. When you want to switch to a different car, you go back.
Wow.
You get another high-end luxury car.
It's like a library for cards, for cars.
Yes.
The carbrary.
Yes, the carbrary.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Just a car club that you could go in, choose a car, and then that's it.
And then your monthly subscription would be similar to like how rentals are with their different tiers of classes of cars.
Yeah.
You know? And you're like, oh, this month I actually want to upgrade to like S tier and drive Mercedes and Porsche and whatever. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. And
It
then you
has
could
to
get
be
like,
cheaper than renting a vehicle.
yes, it would have to be cheap. But I could, because I know that they do have like car clubs in existence. And I think like the people that go there have so much money they don't know what to do with. And that's why they do this. And it's probably super expensive. It probably, I mean, it's probably less than the cost of ownership, but probably a little bit more than renting.
Yeah. I have a buddy who's part of a car club. He goes to car meetups and stuff all the time with his car. He has a few great luxury cars, but we play soccer together, and we were talking about our game, about going to a game, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll drive." He's like, "No, let me pick you up." And I literally said, "Dude, I'm out of the way. Like it doesn't make sense for you to pick me up." He's like, "No, I'll come by in the green machine." I'm like, "The green machine? What are you talking about?" He rolls up in his Porsche GT3 RS that's in lime
Nice.
green, dude. It's like a $250,000 car. And I'm like, what is this? It is so loud. He has aftermarket part. It's so loud. It's honestly, I laugh so much when I'm in that car because I'm like, this is stupid, bro. It's spitting flames, man. It's ridiculous. It's so crazy. It's so good. I'll send you a photo. It's wild.
Okay. Sweet.
But anyway, yeah, like I think you're right to an extent. There's car lovers, but then there's also people who are like who like cars and they just have so much money they don't even know what to do with it. So they're like, just do a car club, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
That's
But
a good answer though.
Yeah, but for those of you that are listening in, what would your subscription be?
Yeah, dream subscription.
What would you choose?
What
Dream
would you have?
subscription.
Yeah.
If money were no issue, what would you choose? So we'll leave that to you all in the comments. And with that, give us a thumbs up if you liked our movie. It really does help out our channel. If you didn't like it, that other button seems to work out all right as well. Make sure you send this to somebody you dislike. As always, ring-a-ling that ding-a-ling button so you never miss out on any content as is posted on the channel. Until next time, stay classy and have a great evening.
Peace.